Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And happy belated birthday to Billy D. Williams.
Right. We'll mention it since apparently the Star Wars Twitter account's racist and won't.
Star Wars Twitter account ignored yet another African American male.
I know, but then they have these hit pieces out saying we're the racists.
But the fans are the racists, guys. We're going to talk about that, the Billy D. Williams situation. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about speculation on our part as to why he may have been forgotten by Star Wars Twitter, which actually hasn't posted anything in days.
Yeah, so something's going down.
It's very, very curious that Star Wars Twitter is very silent because usually you can't shut them up.
But before, they were standing up against racism. They don't believe in racism. They think it's wrong. And everybody kept pointing out, well, you forgot, it was James Earl Jones' birthday.
Yeah,
and they never fixed it.
Carl Weathers.
Right. They never fixed any of that. But they're against racism as long as it's racism against one of their current people they have,
Yeah, there is I believe, a clear bias in whoever is running Lucasfilm's social media at the moment, because the UK Star Wars Twitter account seems to do a better job of being even-handed, whereas the American counterpart tends to pick and choose who they celebrate.
But didn't you say the UK hasn't posted anything either?
They've been posting video clips. They've actually been posting stuff, but they didn't post any birthday wishes.
No.
So we're going to talk about that.
That's a big one to miss. He's in the sequel trilogy too.
He is. We're going to talk about this. Before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 185,000 subs. Finally, we hit 185,000 subs. Something's going on at YouTube. It seems like they were slowing down our growth. Now, we haven't had the same problem that other channels reportedly had, where they were purging subs, but our growth was very slow over the last couple of weeks.
It's okay. We're not going to shut up. So
we're not going to shut up.
But I'm just want to point out, though, for all the crap we take and the mass flagging or whatever crap we get, we are the ones being racist towards, John Boyega, Billy D. Williams.
Yeah.
James Earl Jones, Carl Weathers. That's not, or maybe it's an ageism thing. But I'm like, for all the shade we get thrown at that maybe possibly were these bad things, well, maybe possibly the Star Wars Twitter account are those things as well. Because they seem to keep forgetting these people. Yeah,
they do. And it's funny, the last thing they posted as of recording this video was on April 1st. They put this myth and poetry, or one with the Force, in our exclusive reveal, The Odyssey of Star Wars, an epic poem. You go down and immediately, this is actually Brian Urso who gave me the hat tip that they had forgotten Billy D. Williams. And he's like, no birthday wish for Billy D. Williams? I know, right? We've got We Stand with Gina Carano, Fire Kathleen Kennedy, paying homage to the original trilogy without High Republic virtue signaling. That's a poor April Fool's joke. Fire Kathleen Kennedy, I Stand with Gina Carano. Everything they post now, whether it's on Facebook or on YouTube or on Twitter, is getting hammered. People are calling Star Wars out on their lack of fairness. Let's put it that way.
Right. Okay, you say fairness. I say I see a trend here. But it is very interesting to me, because after all the shade they threw at people with the Christina Ariel situation, about, well, we were against racism, but they keep forgetting to mention important. That's okay. That's funny.
That's the best.
They keep forgetting to mention prominent African American actors that are involved in their series as well.
Yeah, so let's bring that up again. We're gonna open this wound back up. Back in January, Star Wars, made sure to wish Kelly Marie Tran a happy birthday, which is fine, actually.
Yeah,
happy birthday. Very, very belated birthday.
We've said it a couple times in our videos. Happy birthday to her.
No ill will toward Kelly Marie Tran herself.
No, it's not her fault the character sucked.
No, but James Earl Jones was not mentioned, and later, I guess, Carl Weathers was also not mentioned.
But they were so quick to talk about how racism's bad on Martin Luther King Jr. Day right after these.
Yeah, and people brought up that they were not mentioning James Earl Jones, who is one of the great American actors, African American or not. He is a legend, a living legend, and he turned 90, and we don't know how much longer we're going to have him. But there is speculation that the reason they passed him over, despite being the voice of Darth Vader, the anchor of
The entire thing.
the entire Star Wars saga, is because his views are a bit too conservative for Lucasfilm's taste. Now, he's not out there constantly tweeting. He's not out there constantly...
Oh, like a normal person?
Like a normal person. He's got normal person stuff to do. Plus, he's, 90 years old. He probably is, I don't know, fishing or something. I don't know. But, he's not on Twitter that much.
Carl Weathers isn't talking all the time. There's Billy DeWilliams, though.
No. And when Billy D. Williams talks, we're going to get there. When he talks, he says things that might not set well with Lucasfilm.
Now, we saw him at Celebration.
Yes.
And he was very, very excited to be there. The fans were very excited that he was there.
Yes, they were.
A lot of love shown for Lando. I mean, and he was so cute because he was so excited about it. And it was adorable. I just wanted to hug him. Like, oh, I love you so much.
He was. I think he was kind of like...
kicked out if I did, though.
he was kind of like, it's about time. About damn time.
Yeah.
He should have been in
I was just like, yay, it's Lando, woo! And I was so excited, but
I thought he was going to turn up in The Last Jedi, to be honest. I thought they would have, but no, they didn't. They only brought him in because they killed everybody else off, I think. Unfortunately. So here's what could possibly be going on, because there is a common thread with the other two African American
besides
actors.
racism?
Besides the racism. They both are conservative-ish. They're not terribly outspoken.
They don't always say much of anything. They always tended to lean conservative. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
But they don't say much. I mean, they don't make a big deal about it. They don't say much.
But they're not virtue signaling on Twitter either.
Well, a lot of the other actors aren't either. Like, you don't see them very much. Like, the ones they do recognize, some of them don't say much of anything.
Yeah, which is weird. But now, if you don't say much of anything, you get blasted too. We saw what happened with Elizabeth Olsen. Apparently, there was some drama there because she wasn't saying enough on Twitter. So you stay off of Twitter, trying to stay out of the Twitter drama, and you still get jumped for not
being in the Twitter drama.
Getting in the Twitter drama, but you get into the Twitter drama, but you've got the wrong opinions. And you get fired like Gina Carano.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, you can't win this.
I'm just sitting here like, this whole thing's stupid. And it just gets me that why they keep remembering certain people, but then not others. And where are they at that they haven't posted anything in several days?
Yeah, I am wondering what is up with that, because Star Wars has basically gone radio silent for the last 6 days. Now, compare that to the UK counterpart, and they're not really posting much of anything. Just
I take naps. Yay.
I take naps. An hour ago with Grogu, 8 hours ago with Clone Wars.
Yeah, like they're
just promoting,
they were
just promoting their stuff.
They were doing that they used to do on the Star Wars one. That's the American one. This is really weird because it looks like there's some ones that are like
Happy Easter. They didn't even wish anybody a happy Easter.
Yeah, something's going on. Are they getting called out? Is someone in trouble over there at Lucasfilms? Those are cool.
I'm wondering. These are very cool.
I like those. Happy birthday, Ian McGregor. I knew they did that.
Yeah, well, he's from the UK, so maybe
But they do it. They did. I think they didn't. They have happy birthday to him on the American one too.
I don't know if
I thought they did.
Let me see.
I could be wrong.
We have Obi-Wan, March 29th.
Maybe they didn't, but I thought they had said something.
Oh, happy birthday, John Boyega.
I knew they had done John Boyega.
Sorry, we fucked you over.
And Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, because this is our Star Wars.
Right,
our time
but Lando was in their Star Wars.
Happy birthday,
Oscar Isaac. Yes.
Isaac.
But so it's really interesting they pick and choose. However, they seem to keep avoiding, wishing happy birthday. So maybe it's an ageism thing on top. Maybe so there is isms going on for sure or something.
Yeah, the fact that they've been silent for almost a week now. That's weird because look at Star Wars UK. They're promoting the hell out of Clone Wars, promoting merchandise. This is what you would expect from.
It's really weird.
This is what you would expect from an official Star Wars social media account, is promotion of merchandise and announcements and stuff like that. Occasional birthday wishes. But we know that in America, at least, the official Star Wars Twitter account has turned weirdly political. And they've been posting a lot of political stuff on there, whoever is running that account.
Yeah, it's weird. And then they haven't been saying anything for so long. It's just very strange.
It is very strange. In fact, I think I'm going to follow the UK one because, they actually talk about merchandise and stuff. And they actually talk about Star Wars on the Star Wars UK.
Imagine that. But yeah, so apparently Billy DeWilliams' birthday happened and they didn't bother to mention him.
Now, this may or may not be related. This is pure speculation. But again, there is a common thread if you look, with the other African American male actors that were not wished a happy birthday, and that is that they are conservative-ish.
Well, see, I don't know about that, but I do know that they're older.
Yes.
And they've been, predominantly African American.
Yeah, which is very, very, very not cool of you. Not cool.
No, that's what I'm saying. For all the shade they keep trying to label us and throw us into these groups, I'm seeing more behavior out of them than anything they ever indicated from us.
So Billy D. Williams last year, 2 years ago, when they said that they were hoping to make Lando Calrissian pansexual.
Yes.
Pansexual, Lando Pando, that Billy D. Williams is like, what the hell is gender fluid? And he's like, I'm not gay if that's what you mean. Now, he did kind of apologize. He said I wasn't trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but he's like, that's not how I saw Lando.
He doesn't seem the type that he would deliberately try to be hurtful to other people. But, personally, okay, Lando, I can see it. I can see Lando being, he doesn't say Land don't, he'll do whatever. But I can see Lando, the character of Lando Calrissian, being that way.
Well, where they got that from was he said something in an interview about himself. He said, sometimes I feel like I got a masculine side and a feminine side, and people took that to mean that he was gender fluid.
Oh my God.
And they praised him for that.
It wasn't about the character.
Right. So this is, again, we see this all the time because George Takei came out. George Takei is openly gay.
Yes.
So because of that, Sulu, even though Sulu was written as a straight character, has to also be gay now in the J.J. Abrams reboot.
But he said he didn't want them to do that.
He said no. He said this is George Takei, who's gay rights activist. George Takei said, I don't want Sulu to be gay because that's not the character Gene Roddenberry created. He's like, I played straight Sulu, but they thought they were kind of, again, we're not allowed to pretend. You're not allowed to play outside of your race, gender, orientation, whatever.
Well, unless it goes along the lines they want it to, because they're trying to make Lando. Didn't they come out and say Lando was pan or something?
Yeah, we're getting there.
Okay.
So anyway, the media outlets were praising him like, oh, Billy D. Williams, 80-some years old, it's so brave of you to come out and say that you're gender fluid. And he's like, what the hell?
It's gender fluid.
What the hell is gender fluid? I ain't gay.
I'm still trying. I'm still trying to figure out how in the High Republic you can be trans and non-binary at the same time.
Because it was trans
visibility day. So how can we cash in on identities of others?
How can we cash in? Yeah,
on other people's identities.
So he said this, and now he's kind of like, oh. Okay, and you haven't heard much from Billy D. Williams. Of course, at this point, he'd already filmed his Rise of Skywalker bit. But now, other people were calling this out. Believe it or not, The Verge calling out that they're just like, all of a sudden, Lando is pansexual. And they were like, this is bullshit because it was never mentioned in the originals.
It wasn't. But I mean, I could see him being like, hey there, I can see it.
Yeah.
For the character type. Because to me, he kind of reminds me of like Captain Jack Harkness and stuff like that. So I kind of can see it. But it wasn't, specified. Like it's always been that way with Captain Jack Harkness.
Yeah.
It hasn't been with Lando Calrissian. It's just that he's a ladies' man kind of thing. It has not been expressed that way until now when it's the trendy cool thing to do. So it's kind of insulting in some way to people because you're just like making him that way now just to appease people.
Yeah, well, because that's the buzzwords. Now all of a sudden, they've got because of the comics, they're like, Lando is officially pansexual because we
retconned it in the comics.
Because they've got a series of Pride covers featuring LGBTQ plus characters. But even a couple of years ago, outlets like The Verge were saying this is bullshit. There's clearly no way he was.
Well, that's because back then those weren't the buzzwords of the time.
So could that be playing into why the official Star Wars Twitter is ignoring him, or are they just racist?
I don't know. Who knows? But as I say, it is really weird that these older gentlemen keep being excluded. It is very strange. For whatever reason. It is a little weird. And it wasn't because, like Billy D. Williams, you could say, well, maybe because, they haven't posted anything they just forgot. But with, like James Earl Jones, they were reminded repeatedly.
Yeah, they were.
And they still would not correct their error.
Oh, yeah. Well, because, they just won't. So I don't know what's going on. Again, it is weird. Let's refresh this that Nobody is. Yeah, there
They're
has
so
been.
go down. They haven't been.
No, nothing since the first. Which is very strange because, and I don't follow the official Star Wars because it's a trash Twitter account.
I think I do actually.
But yeah,
I used to like Star Wars back, and I used to follow it back when it was actually Star Wars.
Yeah, and not politics. So I don't know. Maybe somebody got a talking to. Who knows?
Or something, or maybe they're replacing the person. Weren't they hiring for someone for social media or something not long ago? Maybe someone quit and maybe they didn't.
Oh, I'm sure they quote unquote quit after the debacle.
So maybe it's something to do with that. It's just weird that they don't have anybody doing anything since the first.
Yeah, but over in the UK, they're tweeting up a storm every couple hours. They're promoting their merchandise and their shows like they should be doing with their Twitter account.
Well, happy birthday to Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. You are a gentleman, sir.
Yes.
And I wish I had some Colt 45 here. I'd pop one to celebrate.
Sure.
Because that's what he drinks.
I know, but you don't drink it.
I know, but I would in honor of Billy D. Williams.
So you're
I'm more of a
doing
Yingling.
it for clout. How dare you? How Disney of you.
How very Disney of me. I actually am more of a Yingling man. I do like my Yingling.
I don't like any of those things.
I know, it all tastes like horse piss, but it's better. It's a better caliber of horse piss.
That's right.
All right, so we gotta wrap it up.
Yes.
All right, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.